Every once in a while, something comes along that makes you think, okay, I needed that. And you didn't realize you needed that. Well, this is the feeling I got when it occurred to me that what if we were to take a few notes or keys from your keyboard and designated them just to trigger notes while you select your notes with your left hand. In other words, like a bass player would. Bass player would pluck notes with your right hand, and your left hand would choose notes. And this is exactly what we're doing, except we're doing it with a keyboard. And that way we can play a much more realistic bass line in this case. Now, I know it's called sector bass, and this is going to be a little bit confusing, but you can actually play whatever instrument you want, just as long as it's a short or a medium duration sample or synthesizer patch. It'll sound just great. Obviously, it's not going to work so well with pads and things like that because they're not percussive in nature. So, having gotten that out of the way, the trigger zone starts at C5, but you can move that right over here in this parameter, and you can select from 1 to 5 keys from that root note, and those will be your trigger notes. I like them up here because as a bass player, it just makes sense for me to work it this way, but you can do whatever you want with that. You can play a violin up here, just you do you. Sector bass allows you to just sound much more realistic when you're playing multi-samples in particular. Let me choose this bass multi-sample and check this out. Now, having played up here, let me also introduce you to this really cool thing, and that is playing 30-second notes with a multi-sample on a bass, kind of like a Stanley Clarke kind of vibe. Check it out. Right? Doesn't that sound awesome? In fact, if I tried to do that in the classic piano way, here's what it sounds like. Now, I'm not a piano player, so I'm sure a pro can do a much better job than I can. I'm a bass player, so check this out. Sweet, right? Much more fluid, more convincing, realistic. But you can play whatever you want. You can play percussion instruments. It's just a new way to approach piano playing and MIDI input. That's it. Very simple. Sector bass is a very simple device. It's available as a Max for Live device. So you have to be an Ableton user, and you have to have Max for Live, which means you have to have the Suite version of Ableton Live, and it's available at Audioutlaw.com. And I hope that you go and get it and buy it. It's very cheap and it's very useful. And if you already own one of our devices and you start making some videos of our stuff, then you might be able to get it for free. So send us some videos, and particularly of this device. You want to buy it, and we will give you the other devices for free. I know it's kind of shameless, but this is what we gotta do these days. And I'll take care of you if you take care of us. We're a small company, so anyways, that's Sector Bass. My name is Antonio Sage with Audio Outlaw. Thanks for watching. Live long and prosper.